Oh, jeez. Hello and welcome to another episode of No Other Time. My name is Obed Villas, and with me is the man out of breath, Mr. Joel Young.
I lost my breath. It's been taken away.
Oh.
No, good to be with you guys. So glad to be back. I'm sorry, y'all, that we were not here last week, but we are actually back.
Yeah,
for reasons that unfortunately,
it's not feeling great, sir.
He wasn't feeling great, and I wasn't gonna do a one-man show because this No Low Time's not a one-man show.
You could have streamed something.
Dude, that would have been.
Yeah, you gotta do it. Yeah,
I could have.
One man gang, just like what you used to do at Comic-Con. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, San Diego and all that stuff.
Yeah. All good, dude. Yeah. No, it was very last minute last week, and then we tried to reschedule for Friday, but unfortunately we were not able to. But we are here and we are live, sir. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Been quite busy, as you know, and trying to get some balance in life and things, and I mean that in a good way, not a bad way.
Good.
I spent some time catching a little bit. I need to watch more of that new Alien Earth series.
I heard that's
on
fun.
Hulu. Got access to Hulu recently. I think I had mentioned. I don't remember if I mentioned weeks ago. I was around like July 4th weekend, months ago now. When I saw that the Predator series that they had.
Oh, right.
That
You
the
mentioned it,
animated
yeah.
film series, yeah, was so super good. I've not been consuming too much on Hulu, but this was one that caught my attention. Wow, this show very well put together. I've never been a huge Alien franchise fan. I don't mean that in a way that I was against it. It just wasn't something that tickled my fancy and got me super excited. I will say a lot of that changed with Alien Romulus that came out last year. There was something about that movie when I finally got a chance to watch it that I was like, I understand now what it is. I think a good refreshing for a new time, a new generation, while still paying homage to what was and some of the old movies, bringing certain characters in.
Yep.
And this show is really seems to be so far continuing with that type of feeling that I got, at least with Romulus. I might argue even better. I think it's better, and that's early. Show's not done. So yeah, looking forward to catching up through it. I'm still a little behind a few episodes through, but yeah, that's been something I've been keeping busy with.
Cool. Yeah, I gotta go back and watch a lot of the Alien stuff. I used to be a huge Alien fan, like back in the day. Watched the original and Aliens, and even Alien 3. Alien 3 is probably the one that I've watched the least. To be honest with you, it's just that it's a slower movie, and there's some creative choices that are not great. I've watched Resurrection a couple times too. That was silly, but it's fine. And then the Alien versus Predators I watched. But then I haven't watched anything of the newer stuff, like what was it called? The one with Michael Fassbender. Covenant? No, not Covenant. The one before that.
Something with like a P, I think.
Dang it. What's it called?
I'm gonna fact check this if I can.
Not Proteus.
Prometheus?
Prometheus. Yeah, there you go.
I think it was Prometheus.
Yeah. So I gotta go watch and watch some of that, because I like it's a good franchise. Yeah, I mean, if you haven't watched the OG one, the OG is fantastic movie. Movie came out when I was born, so we are contemporaries. I think it came out the same week that I was born.
No way.
Yeah.
It's in your DNA.
It's in my DNA. Yeah, it's the alien DNA. Oh
no.
So yeah, I gotta go watch and check it out. But I'm actually we're making some changes with our cable, so I may get the Disney Plus Hulu Premium.
Nice.
and I'll probably just catch up on all that stuff. But I got two things that I want to talk to you about. One specifically, but one I'm gonna talk. I finally finished Metaphor ReFantasio. Fantastic game, 97 hours to finish it. Here's the thing. Again, as I always say, if you play a Persona game, in any game by Atlas, have 3 or 4 save files on different points. I didn't make the wrong choices, but I didn't level up enough. And I went to the final boss, and I was severely underleveled, and I got whooped. And I was like, man, I hope I got another save file that I can go to, so I can do some grinding and level up.
Yeah.
So luckily, I had a save point like 40 minutes before I left it on that other one that I had. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. I went back. I did some grinding for like 2 hours, and I was like, okay, I feel comfortable now that I can go to this boss and beat it. Even with that, the final boss fight as a whole was still fairly challenging. It's pretty strategic, so it's one of those that it brings everything that you've learned throughout the game, and you have to apply it for this fight, right? It's like the whole weaknesses and buffs and all that, and criticals and all that. So you gotta juggle everything. Really good, man. Like some really good like revelations for the ending. Some long exposition, like an hour of exposition plus a boss fight. Like there's very long sequences in between that entire final sequence. Overall, very, very good. I really, really enjoyed that game. I would give it a solid 9. As good as Persona 5. I think the theming of this game and not having the whole teenage angle, which gets kind of weird, especially if you're an old man like me, it made the game a lot palatable, I guess. That's the right word. But it's just that Persona, the characters are so good. That's the thing. Like the characters are good here, right? But it's just that like the real life scenarios that you get thrown in Persona are so good that it's worth the trip. But yeah, I mean, I do highly recommend it if you're interested in an RPG that is a time sink with a really good story, a very relevant story, and presented to you in a fantasy setting, question mark, then yeah, go ahead and play this game. Really, really good. But Joel, I finally got around to watching Thunderbolts.
Oh, great. It's on Disney Plus now.
Yeah. I really liked it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really liked it. It was really well paced. Like the pacing on this movie was like spot on, man. Like it was like, let's go. Okay, we talked about it. Let's go. Okay, this thing, yeah, let's move. Right. And it was constantly moving. And I appreciated it. And I appreciated that. So that was really good. Let's go full spoilers, because I mean the movie's been out for, I mean, it's also in the movie theater for a while. It's been out on digital. It's now out on Disney Plus. So spoiler alert for, I don't know, the next 10 minutes for Thunderbolts. I mean, it is a Yelena movie through and through, right? She's the MC. I think that I don't want to say that they underuse Bucky, because like he's served his purpose, but it made Bucky feel like he did not have as much experience. And I was like, this is really strange that they're playing Bucky like, and I get it that he wants to step away from the superhero life, you know, and be a congressman and do his thing, but that felt really weird. Also, super weird how they did away with Taskmaster, which is like I like Taskmaster was a huge point of contention for Black Widow. Like I think that universally, universally everyone disliked Taskmaster.
Yeah.
And the way that that she was gone, I was like, wait,
They
that's
sent
it?
a message. They sent a message of like, Yeah, she's not gonna be around. But like the character, the way it's all presented, at least, it's all suit tech based. So like, if they really want to rebuild or just like kind
They
of
could.
reset the character, someone else could. Like if they just give it time, that could easily be something in the next 5 or so years. They bring back.
Yeah. Um, I like that it didn't really have like a focused villain. Like Valentina's the villain of the movie, basically.
Yeah.
Like and then there's the looming threat of Sentry, but the way they played it out is like it's step by step, right? It's like this,
Hmm.
like they're building this character, you don't even notice it, right? And then at the end it's like, oh yeah, look, I'm a superhero too, and then things go south. And it is probably one of the scariest MCU villains, just because of like, you don't really know what his powers are. Like, you don't know what he does, and basically his power is trauma, and he gets you into like an endless cycle of trauma, and it's very, yeah. I mean, it's very, what's the word that it gets real. It gets real. Like, man, like this is like some JoJo almost kind of thing here. So it was man, I liked it. Everyone was good. The acting was really good. I the only thing I didn't like is that we left the John Walker stuff with his family like unresolved. Right? We assumed that things got better at the end, but it's unresolved. Like Yelena and Red Guardian, they figure out their thing, right? Which I think was more important, but like the John Walker thing was like unresolved, and it's like, well, open to interpretation. We don't really know where his family is or whatever.
Just
So
jumps time, so we don't know. Yeah.
yeah, because there's a time skip at the end, and we don't really know.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. It was good. It was better than Cap.
Right. I
Yeah,
said the same.
and he followed
There's no
like
offense.
and he basically takes place like right after it. So it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
chronologically, it's like right there. So he follows it,
Right.
and then that goes right into Fantastic Four. So
Right.
um, yeah, I mean,
Beat for beat.
what else do you want to talk about? It was good. I really
Yeah,
enjoyed
I
it.
mean, I can't really add too much more than what you've already said. Like the Yelena stuff, I think Florence Pugh absolutely crushed it as Yelena.
It was
She
good.
is a great lead, and I think the emotional side of the movie, it gets a much heavier movie than you think about. Like how you talked about like the JoJo stuff. Like it's clearly, this movie gets a lot more heavier than you think on paper, the way it was marketed. And when you understand, like, now we can talk spoilers, like the whole real battle is really just battling that person's like individual demons, and it's kind of symbolic and poetic of the main characters themselves with their own demons as well, and them being considered misfits because of their own past and their own traumas, and
Right.
overcoming those things to come together as a unit and to be able to save themselves from something that literally would send the world into darkness. It's like, there's parts of this, if I would have read this script, I probably actually would have been a little bit against it. I can be honest with you, like without seeing the actual movie. So I give credit to Feige and team for greenlighting this one, because like on paper I've been like, wait, so the whole main thing is like they're gonna go and fight this dude, but he's gonna put like a big black,
A
cloud over the city.
shadow.
People are gonna disappear,
Yeah.
and they're gonna have to go in and pull him out of like his trauma of being beaten as a kid, and like that's gonna be the thing that like stops everything. And they give him one hug, they give him a group hug,
Group
and he
hug.
gets out. Like
It's
on
the
paper,
power of
I've
friendship.
been like, oh, I don't know about this, but it's so profound, it's so powerful, it's so
Yeah.
special the way that it goes, and each character, because they do proper character development with each character to get them there and say like, yo, we have like the Yelena talks about, when the processing the trauma of her own sister dying, and like how
Yeah.
much like she doesn't kind of got past that. I think the MCU, I've talked about this many times, I think the MCU is at its best when it's not just trying to make an action flick or a comedy flick. Like those part, the good action, good comedy are some of the best parts of the MCU, yes, but I really think it's at its best when you have character driven stories Like Spider-Man is Peter Parker, and he is a man that somehow we can all relate to him, even though he's a guy that swings around with spider webs. Somehow he's relatable. Like he's an everyday kid that he goes to school and he's struggling with stuff, whatever, right? You know, Matt Murdock he's a blind man, like he's an attorney, like you know he represents someone that truly wants justice, like for the people, like as an attorney. Like there's you know the Hulk is like a Jekyll and
for the
Hyde.
people, no pun intended.
Yeah, right. Everyone's like Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing with Bruce Banner, where he's fighting like the beast within, but coming to terms with it. And like
Right.
you know, Tony Stark, does he actually have a heart because he has an arc react? Like those parts of the MCU, I think is some of his best. Than just trying to just like you're not super preachy, but you are preaching something
Like-
that's very character driven.
Yeah, like even
And I
like
think the Thunderbolts are the same thing.
yeah, like even if you go back to like Deadpool and Wolverine, like the best moments of that
Oh, yeah.
movie is when Wolverine gets real with Deadpool and tells him it's like, "Yo,
Yes.
you mess up everything you touch, and like you can't think straight because you're always trying to get around it with jokes and whatnot." Like that's the like when
His
it gets real.
monologue to this lady, the clairvoyant character, Xavier's cousin or
Oh,
sister.
yeah, the sister, yeah.
You know, like it's just like his whole
Cassandra,
like
yeah.
you know monologue to her about like you know like this is not what Charles would want. And he's like nearly in tears and stuff.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
those are the best parts. It's the heartfelt stuff. that I
Exactly.
think that's really special, and I
Yep.
think they got that right with this. I can hope that they keep. I mean, Captain America movies, like you look at the old Chris Evans one stuff, like you know, I could do this all day, you
Yeah.
know, all those kind of stuff. Like there's a part that's really special, and I hope Marvel can keep doing that. That's the message I want to send back to them. But yeah, good movie, honestly. Thunderbolts is great. End credit scene,
Yeah.
clearly a time jump. I can't wait for you to see Fantastic Four. I can't believe you didn't see it in theaters. That is
Dang it.
Superman you didn't see. I don't know.
Bro.
I love you, my man. But that nerd
So-
card, bro.
so
I
we're
don't know how
gonna-
we gotta
we're
get
gonna-
you out of the house.
we're actually gonna my wife was like, "Hey, Superman's on digital." I was like, "Yeah, but it's like $20." It's like, "All right, $20 and we're going to a movie theater." So
Yes.
now we gotta wait.
Yep.
Yeah, unless I see it on 4K now that I guess like I think Best Buy said a few weeks ago that they're going to start bringing movies back. I was like, what the heck? Well,
Oh, I'm
that's,
sure.
that's good.
Physical media has some love.
Yeah,
still.
there seems to be a sort of like a resurgence since a lot of people are tired of streaming services. But I mean, if I find a good deal on it, I'll probably just get it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to definitely checking that and Fantastic Four out. So yeah, no,
Nice,
I mean
nice.
for Avengers, I'm going, dude. Avengers, I'm in 100%.
I hope so,
I'm not.
dude. You
Yeah,
gotta.
you know me. You know me. I make my
yeah.
way out for those. Yeah, I
yeah.
made my way for Deadpool and Wolverine. So.
You did.
Yeah, no,
Fantastic
Avengers
Four,
is gonna.
bro. I
Yeah.
can't wait. I can't wait for you to see it.
Oh no,
Can't wait.
I'll check it out. We can see the good thing is that we can have a pretty good spoiler talk because it's
True. Yeah.
after I watch it because it's fresh in my mind. You've seen it and you probably see it again, and
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen it a couple times.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's been out for a while, so people can tune
Yeah.
in and not worry about. It. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I gotta jump this thing because I haven't been to the movie theater. So
Yeah.
that way, it's still good and it's still good. A good conversation. So, but I'm looking forward to checking out Fantastic Four. I still I still feel the urge to call it Fan Four Stick because it just
Oh,
stuck.
Yeah, that was
That man.
10 years ago. Can you believe that?
That was 10 years
2015.
ago? Wow, dude. Man. I think we're going on up almost 10 years on the podcast. We're 8 years.
We're getting there. We're 2 years away.
We're
I
2
think.
years away, yeah.
Yeah, 2 years
What
away.
the heck?
Yeah,
Where
man.
the subs at? Yo, subs, throw the W's in the chat.
No, we appreciate the day ones. We appreciate the day ones.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
Oakland was in the closet.
Yeah, the OGs when I was in the closet. Yeah.
with their wife's jeans as
Yeah,
the sound barrier.
please do not go back and listen to that first 10 episodes. It's rough.
Yeah, don't
I
do it.
gotta tell you. I mean, if you're brave enough to do it, do it. I gotta tell you, it's like we're stiffer than that NPR hosts after a long weekend. That's all I gotta say.
It was tough. It was tough.
Yeah, it was tough, but we got it. We made it. We had the. I think when our quality went up when we started doing the video, just because we could see each other. And then,
Yeah.
but even so, like our first video ones are not great because our mics are too far away. So there's a lot of
Right.
echo in the room. So yeah.
Yeah.
But no, all good, all good. Thank you guys for holding the fort for us. We appreciate it. Few things happening, sir. Let's talk about D23. There's a few things that I want to talk about. There's going to be a reskin of Tron at Magic Kingdom that will feature the new Tron Ares colors. So that's pretty cool. I hope that they fix the pre-show and then they add something more substantial to the pre-show on that ride, because I think that's the weakest point on that ride, is that the pre-show is just a bunch of nothing, and they should definitely.
I don't even think it's necessary a pre-show for that ride, to be completely honest with you.
But they can do a pre-show with like linking it to Ares, and they can have Jared Leto. Yeah, they can have Jared Leto film something like a 30-second thing. It's like get on the light cycle and do the thing, and then then damaged and all that. So, the thing that I'm really that I'm mostly excited about, Joel, is the refurb for the Carousel of Progress at Magic Kingdom. Carousel of Progress, one of my favorite things at Magic Kingdom. Very long story about Carousel of Progress. About a year ago, actually. So if you go back a year, that was when my rant about Tron happened, and I also had a story about Carousel of Progress that was quite entertaining. But they're gonna do a full refurb. New scenes, updated animatronics, and they are adding on that initial scene, because when you go to the Carousel of Progress and you sit down, the first curtain opens and it's just the logo, and then the theater starts moving to the different scenes. So they are adding a new scene for the intro, where they'll have a Walt Disney animatronic introducing you to the ride. I guess based on some of the I guess talk he did back in the World's Fair when Carousel of Progress originally debuted, and they're going to use that as with an animatronic of Walt and some concept art and whatnot. They put some concept art out there, like there's going to be concept art surrounding him. And I think this is the perfect spot for that, man.
Yeah.
Like I wanted Walt to go to the Hall of Presidents, but I think this is this is the only ride in the entire Disney parks that has Walt Disney's in the name, and so it is more than fitting.
Wow.
And it's about time. This ride deserves some love. I'm happy that they're doing that. So I would have been a lot more excited if they would have also announced that they're going to take Journey into Imagination and put it back to the OG, right? That would have been like, send me over, right? Again, Epcot, there's only like 3 things you need to do. Bring back the old music, Journey into Imagination, and get Sega into that game pavilion and the Wonders of Life. That's all you need to do, Epcot. I'm just saying. Cinderella's Castle is going back to the classic colors. So they're doing away with the bright blue and pink hues that they have right now, and they're going back to the gray and more muted blues that they used to have, that Tokyo Disneyland still has on their castle. How do you feel about that? Because the pink castle for me never did it. I prefer the OG one. How do you feel?
Yeah, like seeing it in person, the Pink Castle, like it looked nice. Like I'm not gonna lie, like okay, they did a good job. The people that worked on it made it look like a nice clean finish. But it's Cinderella's castle at the end of the day. It's a princess's castle. I'm not trying to take away from that. And I'm not gonna go off on a rant on this because this could be taken the wrong way, and I don't want it to be misinterpreted. But there's been conversation around like Disney losing different demographics. and having a big pink castle in the middle of your park.
Ah,
I
okay.
personally think it was nice for the 50th. I think that was good. I think this is the right timing, and it's not. It's gonna be more. It's gonna be more subtle and elegant at the same time. I'm not against the color pink. Shoot, I'll wear a pink shirt. I don't care. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not saying anything about that. I don't want it to be misunderstood. What I'm just saying is like personal opinion. I think that it was nice for the 50th, and then them going back to a more back to the classic. But I'm sure we'll still have a little bit of some minor fresh tweaks. I know that it's just concept art that we've seen, so we'll see what it actually looks like when it's done in person. But no, I think it's gonna be quite nice, and I'm all here for it.
Cool. How do you feel about Cursor of Progress? I know that you said that that's your right if you need to take a nap and take your
Yeah.
shoes off.
Okay, I don't take my shoes off at the parks.
Oh,
I'd have
you
cursed
don't?
everybody around me. I'd
Dude,
have cursed
it's like
everyone around
you go to
me.
Epcot and you get halfway through back to the American Adventure. You go in that theater with a cold AC, take your shoes off, take a nap, bro.
Oh,
Very patriotic.
America, love it. No. I do do some running and walking on the side. I can make it a good, 6 or so miles in shoes. After that, then I'm like, get me off my feet. But yeah, like I genuinely think that you said the right things. Like it's the right timing for them to do this upgrade. It's a nice thing because it's an homage to the man who started it all, Walt. And if you're gonna do anything, you're gonna make it more Walt and more classic in that way. I think that's the right move. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm all here for it again.
It's about time.
I think it's gonna be really nice when it's done. That ride always, I understood it was more symbolic than anything else because at some point when it tries to progress to the future, it's more of just like a telling of like imagining a world that continues to evolve in that way. And I
Yep.
think that that's a nice thing. I like that it's actually like some people like I like how many scenes it has. I like how long it is 'cause it's telling a story. I think that the song, is great, like in it and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
one of those like, but like that's when I'm awake and I'm not, taking a little, nap. And I'm usually just taking a nap because it's the summer and it's super hot and I'm just exhausted. Okay, I'm not taking a nap
So-
because it's boring.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not one of those.
I think the last major refurb on that ride was 30 years ago because I remember the first time I
Yeah.
went to the park, the ride still had the "Now Is the Time" song. It didn't have "It's Gonna Be
Wow.
Beautiful Tomorrow."
A great big beautiful tomorrow.
Yeah. So it had the "Now Is the Time," and then when we came back the second year after that, we came in. It was like what 93, and then we came back in 94 or no, something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
It was closed for refurb, and then when we came back the following year, it was back open with "Great Be Beautiful Tomorrow." So it's been a while. it's been a while. It definitely needed I remember when the last sequence had a CRT. Instead
You
of
would remember
instead of the LED that they have now. Yeah. Yeah, I remember
would
that thing
remember
had
that.
like a
That's
huge
great.
CRT, dude, like one of the biggest ones you can get. It's like, whoa, look at that CRT, man. Lady playing the same game from 30 years ago, that VR. Yeah. Oh, I got a 5,000 points, Sonny, or whatever.
New high score, Grandma.
Yeah, you let's go, Grandma. Yeah, so good.
I'm not making fun. It's charming. It's charming.
5,000. Oven goes crazy. Yeah, because because
Spoilers.
they're talking about like the future, right? Back in the 90s, that was cool. It's
Yeah.
like, oh dang, like a
Voice
oh,
command
voice
and
command
motion
oven. It's like
sensing.
now I can get my lights to keep their schedule. So
I use my phone to check my thermostat.
yeah, exactly. So so it's due for sure. Like
Yeah.
there's really, I think there's fun ways they can do that final scene with like holographic stuff and like
I think so,
go
too.
crazy, right?
Yeah.
So that's cool. But I mean, out of all of the announcements, I think that's probably what stood the most to me. Of course, there's Dinoland's closing now. Animal Kingdom for the Americas redo, and yeah, we talked about Disney couple of weeks ago when we last
Yep.
had a regular podcast. So good stuff happening. We're still looking forward to going to Epic Universe this November.
Yeah.
So more than likely that's
Did you
going to happen.
buy the ticket already? You locked in?
Not yet,
You
not
locked
yet,
in the ticket
not
and
yet.
everything? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
because tickets are
No,
fine.
that's off. That's
Yeah.
exciting though, because I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. Tickets are like they still have dates, but now they're pretty they're pretty
I've heard
open.
capacity
Yeah.
is not. I've heard
So
it's not. Yeah.
so I had one of my cousins came from PR, and they stayed at Universal and they went to Epic Universe, and they said that it was busy because like they did like an hour and 20 minutes for Mario, but like when you walk around you don't really see a lot of people. Like people are like really going to the rides and not really doing a lot of walking around. And I told my parents, it's like, listen, like, 'cause more than likely I'll take them when we go. I was like, listen, let's even if I only do the freaking Mario Kart and Yoshi and Donkey Kong, that's because I'm doing Yoshi, brother. Or not, there's no one around it. It could be the Mario version of Small World. I'm good. I'll do it. Like even if I do that and I do like the little mini games that are around and maybe I can squeeze in the monsters ride, I'll be happy with that. So I don't need to do everything. Like I just want to hang out at Super Mario World and take it all in, dude. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
So, but looking forward to that. And my daughter's been watching like Disney videos and she's been like, "Man, we're watching these videos. I wish I could just go back." I was like, "Yeah, me too," but there's a lot of construction going on right now. So maybe we can wait a few months. Let's wait until Magic Kingdom, at least until Big Thunder Mountains reopen. We may be
It's
able to-
exciting, yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good upgrade there. So good stuff. Sir, are you pro enough for the brand new iPhone 17 Pro or iPhone Air? I don't know what your preference is, but how do you feel about this? Because like I think the 16, it looks the same as the 17 looks the same as the 16, but it does have some really nice upgrades, like the screen, having the ceramic coating or the new version of the ceramic coating, new camera in the back, and the new selfie camera. That's awesome, right? I think those are decent upgrades for that device. I think that I'm not sure who the iPhone Air is for. And then the Pro, I'm skeptical, and because clearly heat was an issue with the iPhone 16 Pro, where they had to like redesign the entire chassis and add a vapor chamber cooling to it. But as a production tool, sir, Mr. Producer, sir, as a production tool, I think that's where this device shines. I think this device is a professional production tool.
Yeah.
This is not like it's crazy, right? To me, like it's insane that that people would buy this phone, spend $1,100 or $1,200 if you get the max on a phone just to watch TikToks and take pictures. Like if you take pictures professionally, go for it. If you just take pictures of your friends and hanging out and whatnot, the regular one's enough, right? It's just the brand thing. It's like the people that buy $3,000 MacBook Pros to browse the internet and pay their bills, right? That sort of thing. So, but how do you feel about this as a professional like tool?
Oh, that's like the main selling point when I'm looking over when they have this whole thing on here, right, about like the ProRes RAW and like the pro workflows and like these different particular like settings you can have in like both like while you're shooting and then like in post you can do post work like on the phone directly as well to try and adjust your imagery or photo or video to your liking. Like that stuff to me is like, it's great to see a product that is really taking advantage of like what the hardware can actually do and offering this high end solution. And they are marketing it properly as that. Like I think they're doing the right thing of how they're positioning it.
Yeah.
I just think the average consumer is gonna look at it and be like, the Pro, this is the best phone. If I want the best, I need to have this. Like, just because it has these things doesn't mean that you need those things. Like most people, they're not even gonna need the Air. They're just gonna need the regular 17.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's okay. That's not saying that you're doing something wrong with your phone. I'm just saying that like functionality. I think from the 16, same thing carrying over to the 17, like that zoom capability. I don't know how much you've seen.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, dude.
That sounds good.
I mean, I am not the most know-it-all when it comes to these things, but I dabble a little bit, as you know, in production.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. And you know, what these lenses can do is absolutely like
Yeah.
in the palm of your hand. It's getting there to that point that it's phenomenal. That doesn't take away industry grade cameras and stuff. We watch movies and things. I didn't know that. I'm just saying I love to
Right.
see the innovation rise.
But just to have this something like this in your pocket, dude, that's great.
Just something like this.
Yeah.
We're living in a day and age. I don't think people appreciate
Oh,
the
no, no, no.
capabilities that
Yeah.
this thing has. And yeah, not for your average consumer, but for somebody who really wants to explore. So like if you're a content creator, if you are somebody who works in a marketing profession, if you're a vlogger, if you are somebody who
Like
how do
even
I
an,
say
like
this?
even an, like a like I don't want to say amateur photographer because you can really take
No.
really good pictures with this
Oh
thing.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I would say people who are like people who go to like major events and these things, like, you know, they're constantly capturing content, even if it's just like for fun. Okay, yeah, go ahead and get this thing.
Yeah.
But like if you're the guy who takes a couple pictures at the family reunion at Thanksgiving, he, you know, sends Instagram reels and checks his Facebook status, you know, on the daily. You know, this is not your Snapchat machine. Like this is not, you know, this is not the thing. I think TikTok will take more use of it. The value of
Yeah.
video behind it. I actually do think TikTok. I joked about it, but like no, I think TikTok people, you're making stuff. You will use this, and you will see a difference. But no, this is not for everyone. This is for a small faction of people that actually would want it. I love it though. You toss me, I want one.
Yeah.
Would I actually tell myself that I deserve to have this one? Probably not.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I think you're going to be just fine with the 17, traditional 17.
Yeah. I agree. We may do something. I was thinking of doing something. Now that the screen upgrade for me,
Yeah.
it may be worth it. And on top of that, I think I'm due for a new Apple Watch, man. I'm still rocking my Series 3. My daily driver Series 3.
Wow.
I've been using it since 2019, dude. And
Wow.
it's been
That
great.
shows you the quality, though.
Yeah. Since 2019, dude, I have zero issues. I mean, I've had to wipe it twice, but it's you know,
Yeah.
one of them was my fault. So, but it's been like it works great, and you know, I don't necessarily need the hypertension alert. That would be handy, right? Since I do take medication for hypertension, but I don't necessarily need it. So I think the SE3 makes a very compelling case for me to upgrade. Because even like my wife has an SE2, and even compared to mine, like hers is like way faster, way smoother, more features, right? So that's what I need to upgrade this year. It's probably going to be my Apple Watch, and if it comes to it, you know, I'll do my phone. I don't need it. I'm still on a 13, dude, and it works great. I still get really decent battery life with it, so I have no problems with it. And again, I use it to, you know, take pictures when I go to the parks or whatever. Go to Arcade Monsters, take some pictures, and just scroll through, like, you know, YouTube and take and Reddit, and that's it. So, you know, that's kind of what I need, right? Every once in a while, I like to download a little game here and there, but
Yeah.
not too crazy. I'm not a huge like mobile gamer, at least on phone. So I don't need to have the latest and greatest graphics. As long as it works. And that's the thing with iPhones. It's like this always that I've always said it that this should be, as someone that's been in tech for, collectively like again like almost 30 years, but fully in tech for the last 16 years. Apple's slogan should be "It just works," because
You know what you're talking about. These things do literally don't need that much support.
Yeah.
They don't crash.
yeah, and this work, unless you start installing security apps that would make your life impossible. Not throwing anyone under the bus, but
That would be the reason.
if you know, you know. So, yeah. Good. It's good. Like I'm not gonna upgrade my AirPods. My AirPods are 2 Pro are fine. They, again, be using them every day for the last year and a half, almost 2 years now. No issues. And they work great. So, yeah. Apple doing their thing. It's Apple being Apple, of course, but I think it's not. I think this was a decent show, so I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Jill, tell us what's up with Man of Tomorrow.
Really, out of nowhere, last week we get this news drop. James Gunn puts out a post showing a very awesome picture of Lex Luthor and Superman, of a Jim Lee cover, essentially, where Luthor's in his Superman battle armor, essentially, green and purple, with Superman right next to him. And he says, Superman, Man of Tomorrow in theaters July 9th, 2027. Confirming to everybody that the successor to Superman 2025 will not be coming out in 2 years, in June the 9th of 2027. So we literally have 2 years, less than 2 years, that we'll have that one come out.
Yeah.
That's a quick turnaround time. And they haven't confirmed everyone who's coming back, but you'd have to imagine at the bare minimum, you got to have Superman and Luthor. I'm pretty sure they'll lock everyone else in. He's also supposed to be, from what I understand, I believe he wrote it, and I believe he's also directing this one again. So Superman's going to be his baby for the immediate future.
Yeah.
Obviously, Superman this year is now the highest grossing superhero movie of the entire year, beating out Marvel's record, and that's been something that's taken, I want to say, over 10 years. Was the last time that this has happened, where DC actually had a movie that made more money than Marvel for the entire year.
Batman v Superman, right? Was the last one?
Superman.
Or was it Wonder Woman?
Steel.
Was it Wonder Woman or Batman v Superman? Man of Steel came out 2013.
No, neither of those. I think
Dang.
it might have been Dark Knight. No, Dark Knight Rises. Or somewhere on there. No, wait.
Oh.
Was it Aqu? No.
No.
I have to fact check this. I'd have to fact check this. I know I saw, but I can tell you for a fact it's been years. When I was looking last up, it's been a while since this has happened. I take this, Obed, as James Gunn repeating the same formula while doing his own mix, of course, to what Marvel did with their phase 1 approach, where they did Iron Man 1 and jumped right to Iron Man 2, like to make sure that like Iron Man was the thing that they built on the back of the MCU. Like Robert Downey Jr. paved the way for all these movies to come out to then lead to the Avengers. Yes, as much as people say they love Chris Evans' Captain America, that movie did not do nearly as good as like the Iron Man movies. The first one, at least, the first Avenger. Chris Hemsworth Thor was lovely and sweet, nice. Again, didn't do Iron Man numbers. That's I think what's happening with Superman. Like they know that their Supergirl movie comes out next year. Super excited for that one. Looks cool from the glimpse of things.
Yeah.
But like super excited for that one. I think it'll be good to see a new Supergirl representation. But like, and then Clayface is supposed to come out also next year as well. Don't know if that's actually going to be a real thing, because something about that now just feels like that's going to get delayed or maybe canceled altogether. But that's supposed to be more of like the horror thriller film, which is giving us different flavors, like Gods and Monsters, what he calls it, Chapter 1. But yeah, I'm sure the executive said, okay, you just had this great success, #1 movie for superheroes coming out. When's the next time we see Superman? And I'm sure James was like, well, we'll give it to you guys in 2 years. You
Yeah,
can't be waiting 4 years before we see Superman
you got
again.
you
Like
got to
that's
move
not
it.
a good idea.
Yeah, you gotta make it. You gotta keep it fresh.
Right.
You can't
Right.
dilly dally on it. Yeah, you gotta like move
No.
on it for sure.
And I'm sure he'll
Good.
have an appearance in the Supergirl movie, but it's not gonna be much.
Right. Yeah. No, that's good. I mean, it looks like at least we got direction out of
Right.
DC. Like I don't know Warner as a whole. I don't know, but DC, it looks like there's stuff happening and moving forward, and that's great. So, at least we got that. So that's awesome.
100%.
Cool. All right. Last bit of news that I have here, sir. Rumors are circulating that the PS6, PlayStation 6, will be a hybrid console. Question mark. Like the Switch. How I mean, I get it. I get it. But at the same time, it's like, aren't we supposed to be like the graphics guys, right? So I don't know how I feel about it being, I don't know if it's going to be a companion or if it's going to be the actual platform, but it's a very interesting bit of news. Like I don't know if they are, excuse me, fully committed to just go that route, but at the same time, they may just go ahead and do it. So, very interesting stuff. There's speculation on the specs, but of course this is all rumors. There's nothing that's really out there. There's no Sony hasn't talked about it. The only thing that we saw is Mark Cerny with a picture. Took a picture with the dude from AMD, and that's about it. Like we don't know the details. How accurate do you think that these rumors are, sir? I think this is there's some credibility to it. I am not 100% sold though.
Yeah, where there's smoke, there's fire. We've been hearing conversation around PlayStation handhelds for a minute. Then we get the reveal a couple years ago around the Portal, right? And the Portal becomes a thing, and then it comes out last year and has a great success. But it was kind of disappointing. We talked about it on the show that we were like, well, we thought it was going to be like something that you can actually run games natively on. It's really just a streaming device. That's unfortunate. Still think it's cool. But PlayStation needs a native streaming portable device. Now, does that mean that this is what the PlayStation 6 is? Something about this just feels like a stretch. I think they are exploring what a portable thing means, and if that means that it's something that maybe is a how do I say this? It is a modern day PSP and Portal together, maybe. And that's not the PS6, it's just a separate device, is what I'm saying. Because like the PSP, you could stream your PS3 games to it, right? Like from like there you had remote play from your PSP to your PS3. It was a great tool at the time. It was a little ahead of its time. The Portal really it shows the full extent of that we're seeing with the PS5, but it doesn't have what PSP had of being able to have all the apps and the movies and the music, and basically was combating like the iPad at the time, really, or not the iPad, the iPod at the time, right?
Yep.
Something like this, I don't think that they're trying to combat what Nintendo's doing with the Switch and say like, oh, PlayStation 6, that also you can dock and also you can. I don't think that that's the move they're going for. I just think it's gonna be something that. It was kind of rumored, I think, you can tell me if I'm wrong a little bit. I think this was kind of rumored before with PS5 that there was talk about them having a lineup of 2 devices released at the same time. And say maybe like PlayStation 6, this will be the mark where they're saying we have your home console and your portable console launching at the same time, and like this be a part of the announcement, and say like there's a lot of touch points between both of these. They have enough money to take a risk like that, because it wouldn't be like competing products. Like some companies would be concerned and be like, well, you can't put too many models out there, and
Yeah.
one maybe the handheld outsells the home based console because
Yeah.
then that takes away from that. We have to have certain movement in the market around those. I think it benefits it because you're appealing to people who are the Switch owners, the people who are again the ROG allies and things like that we're seeing start to pop up more. There's a demand for it that there wasn't maybe the same just a couple years ago. People talked about it nicely, but I don't think people would have bought it the same. I think that what Nintendo's done has helped a lot of that conversation. PlayStation was really successful in it with their PSP days. I was never a Vita guy. I know you had the Vita. I hear great things about the Vita. I
Well, it's
wanted
awesome.
a Vita.
Yeah.
I think there's something there to this. I just don't think it's a PlayStation 6. I think it's a additional item with the lineup.
On the chat, KC, do you think PlayStation will ever make a gaming PC hybrid? I see Xbox doing it. I don't think PlayStation will do it. Yeah. I don't think PlayStation will go out of their way and go out of their like the traditional model, right? Whether it be meaning a console and then bringing in a secondary device like the PSP and the Vita. I think that's probably what they'll do. Xbox, I do think that Xbox is working with partners on a hybrid for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, they already said when they unveiled like that they're working on the next Xbox, they said that thing's gonna have Windows 11. Like it's a Windows device. So whether it be a hybrid, right, remains to be seen. But I do see partners like Asus or Lenovo working with Xbox and making a hybrid like mini PC almost sort of device, kind of like what the old Steam machines were. But running Windows 11 and Xbox games or Game Pass natively on it. So,
and KC, I think you're onto something too, because like what we've seen Sony do over time is release some of their bigger top selling games that they have partnership with the developers or own the developing, where like your God of Wars and your Spider-Mans, and bring those to PC. And like they'll just the games is not like an actual console itself. But I think it would be nice to see them find a way to have even more crossover, maybe with the PC community. I'm not exactly sure what that means. I just don't think it's going to be a standalone hybrid console. Like you said, Obed, for sure. Just the Game Pass stuff already has been like a big movement of like the structure of Windows. Yeah, I definitely think Microsoft's gonna keep riding that wave, and they can make still a hardware that supports it.
They'll ride the wave until they run out of money for the division runs out of money, and that's how Microsoft operates. And then the thing with that Game Pass is like again, there were some rumors early this week or either late last week or early this week that again like internally like a lot of people are not happy with like, hey, why didn't we sell Indiana Jones when we sold a bunch on PlayStation and we could have made this much money versus just having it on Game Pass, right? So those are conversations that are happening, that more than likely are happening inside, at Xbox and Microsoft as a whole. But yeah, Microsoft is going to let them run. They're going to let us, you run this project until you run out of money, and that's usually what happens. Is like Microsoft will let you run. Like they let run Skype until Skype ran out of funding. And it's like, all right, now we're gonna fold you into Teams, and that's it. So
yeah,
but we'll see where that goes. I don't know how I feel about it being like 100% hybrid. My Switch is plugged in or docked 90% of the time. My Switch 1, I don't have a Switch 2 yet, but that's probably gonna happen at some point in the future. Hey, you know what? Maybe Friday there's a Nintendo Direct. Maybe that'll make me buy. Maybe that'll make me buy a Switch 2. It's like maybe they'll announce a new Mario. Maybe that's all. That's what I want.
I know. I Donkey really Kong want it, but I need something to justify it.
Donkey Kong's really good.
Maybe March of next year. Maybe.
Yeah, I think I'll give it a year.
I'm telling myself maybe March of next year.
I think it's fair to give it a year. Let it simmer. Let it do its thing, and then we'll come back. We'll come back to it next year. That's I think best practice. I think that you shouldn't buy consoles year one. As a general rule, I mean, the first time
I did it for PS5.
I did it for PS5, but I did it for PS5. I haven't done that since, man.
No regrets though. It
Bro.
works great.
Yeah, that's true.
Shout out to Sony.
Man, I still turn it on and feel like it feels like it's new, like a new thing. Like,
Oh yeah, it runs great.
Yeah. So
Day one.
yeah, cool. I didn't get it. I want to get it like month 3, but it's still fairly close,
It counts.
right?
Yeah, it counts.
Shout out to J3 on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel. I would rather them not put all their eggs in this basket and have, hey, we got our PS6 and then we're gonna do this separate handheld, kind of like we did with the PSP. But who knows, right? It could get to the point where that handheld tech could rival what the PS5 Pro could do, and that's fine. I'm gonna be honest with you, Joel. Like the way development's going right now, and how, you know, the amount of money that some of these games need to be made, and all that. I do see graphics kind of like stalling for a little bit. I think graphics are probably going to plateau here shortly with like Ghost of Yote. I think Ghost of Yote is going to be one of those experiences that's going to be like, dang, this is like crazy, right? Like what Death Stranding 2 was, because Death Stranding 2 freaking runs at, you know, at 60 frames a second, 4K on a regular PS5. I'm sorry. I wish I would. Yeah. But like, I mean, it's reconstructed, but it still runs and it looks incredible, right? Those sort of milestones, like that, you know, the Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yote, that's probably going to be our plateau for this gen. And after that, it's going to be either similar, maybe a little bit less. It's just too much. Like, it's too taxing. It takes too much time, and developers need to have these games out there. Like, it's, you know, tough business choices. But on the other hand, you get like Sega using Unity, and then using third-party developers doing like the retro stuff, like their retro new stuff. That they look incredible. So, not everything needs to look like The Last of Us. Like, it's okay. It's okay. Like I said at the beginning, Metaphor, solid. You know, 9 out of 10 game for me. I'd say. You know, it's an anime game. It's not. It doesn't. It looks like a PS3. It looks like a late PS3 game, to be honest with you. And it has some effects and whatnot, but it's true, and it's. I mean, it doesn't deter from the experience. But yeah, man, pretty good stuff. We'll see what happens with that. I think, sir, we can go ahead and wrap it up.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for joining us. We're so glad to be back. Jumping in the chat. Appreciate y'all. If you are listening to the podcast, make sure you subscribe to our audio version of the podcast on Spotify, SoundCloud, Amazon Music. Find us, subscribe to us. We'd really appreciate it. You can also subscribe if you're watching on video right now on the No Load Time YouTube channel. It's No Load Time on YouTube. Subscribe, follow us on social media at No Load Time. If you're watching on video, you'll see all the places we are down below. You guys can support our show financially as little as $1 a month. $1 a month on our Patreon. Patreon.com/No Load Time. That's Patreon.com/No Load Time. Shout out to producer Tony. And last but not least, if you have a question, comment, or feedback, like you just put in the live chat or put in the comment section of the video, even if we're not live, you can do that. We can address that later time. Or you can always send us an email. noloadtime@gmail.com. That's noloadtime@gmail.com, and possibly we'll talk about it on a future show. Thank you all so much. Look forward to being with you guys next time.
Thank you, guys. Stay safe. We will see you again next time.